sure that there's proper decorum in the courtroom when I read the verdict.
Hey, Deborah, how are you? I'm going to show the verdict once we get enough people in here. Let me pull up my small screen. Let me pull up my small screen. So I'm going to share my screen and share the verdict with you guys. I'll let you guys see the verdict. I've already seen it, but it just happened a few minutes ago. But I will share it with you. Hi, Judy. Hi, Danielle. Hi, Vaughn. Jill's here. Everybody's waiting for the verdict. Okay. Any guesses? If you guys already know, don't tell me. Danielle's guessing guilty. I don't know. I guessed, they deliberated all day yesterday, all day today, came back at 8 o'clock tonight, and I thought, oh, they're just going to ask to go home again. Hi, Rose. How are you? They did not ask to go home. They said they had a verdict. So I will share that with you. Judy thinks he's got to be guilty. Well, you would think so, but here's what my thought after 2 full days of deliberation. I honestly thought it was going to be a hung jury, that they weren't able to decide, that there was maybe a holdout. But we shall see. What you doing?
Nothing.
Oh, you'll shut off your pants.
What?
Show off your new clothes.
Oh, are you live now?
Yes, I'm live.
Oh.
Just say hello. This is my granddaughter, Malia. She just got a new pair of pants. Cute. Blue camouflage. Oh, I bought you that shirt too, didn't I?
Yeah. Cool.
I'm a good grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Those look great on you, by the way.
I know, right? Love it.
Okay, guys, I'm not going to keep you much longer. Let me show you. I'm going to share my screen with you. You're leaning over.
What?
Don't do that in class.
What?
Nothing. Never mind.
What?
Nothing.
Hello?
Hi, Robin.
Hello.
Okay, I'm going to start here. I'll start it right here. Start sharing my screen with them. Ready?
I don't want, a gasp or a sigh or any type of verbal audio comments made. The court's going to read the verdict, and the verdict is going to be that has been determined by the jurors who are sworn on this duty and who have done extensive work in deciding this verdict. And so I don't want any indication of approval or disapproval of the jurors' verdict by anyone in this courtroom. So I ask you to have proper decorum and that there be no indication when the court reads the verdict into the record. And we'll be reading that into the record in just a few minutes. With that, then, all rise, and bailiff, can we bring in the jurors? questions about it? I would like to thank you for your service as jurors. This was a lengthy trial. It was well presented by both counsel, but it raised issues that required serious deliberation and thoughtful review and careful review of the evidence. You've been here 2 days now. I commend you for your staying so late last night. I commend you for coming today and spending so many hours today. And I recognize that it is a great burden that we throw upon the jurors to ask them to review the case, weigh the evidence, and make a fair and just decision consistent with the facts and the law. And so I thank you. You truly are upright citizens, and we appreciate your service here in the past 2 weeks. I always provide an opportunity for the jurors to discuss any issues or questions they have. Very often, jurors have questions about procedures and issues, and I can answer many of your questions. It's not an obligation that you have to wait here, but if you do, I will come to the jury room shortly after these proceedings are completed and answer any questions that I'm legally permitted to do so. What will happen next is that the court will take motions on the verdict and then schedule a sentencing date. So at this time, you're hereby excused. Again, thank you very much. All rise. This is a very serious and important case. I just want to make sure that there's proper decorum in the courtroom when I read the verdict. I don't want, a gasp or a sigh or, any type of verbal audio comments made. The court's going to read the verdict, and the verdict is going to be that has been determined by the jurors who are sworn on this duty and who have done extensive work in deciding this verdict. And so I don't want any indication of approval or disapproval of the jurors' verdict by anyone in this courtroom. So I ask you to have proper decorum and that there be no indication when the court reads the verdict into the record. I will be reading that into the record in just a few minutes. With that, then, all rise, and bailiff may bring in the jurors. Thank you. You may be seated. Would the foreperson rise and then please identify yourself? And have you reached a verdict in this case? Are there verdicts on all 4 counts? All right, would you hand the verdicts to the bailiff at this time, and then you may be seated. The record reflects the verdict has been received by the court. It is in proper form, has been dated and signed by the foreperson who identified himself. In the state of Wisconsin versus James M. Prokopovitz, file 19 CF 716. As to the offense of first-degree intentional homicide, as charged in count 1 of the second amended information, we, the jury, find the defendant, James M. Prokopovitz. The verdict has been marked guilty. As to the offense of obstructing an officer, as charged in count 2 of the second amended information, we, the jury, find the defendant, James M. Prokopovitz, has been marked guilty. As to the offense of conspiracy to commit perjury before court, as charged in count 3 of the second amended information, we, the jury, find the defendant, James M. Prokopovitz, guilty. As to the offense of perjury before court, as charged in count 4 of the second amended information, we, the jury, find the defendant, James M. Prokopovitz, guilty. It's dated Green Bay, Wisconsin, the 27th day of February, 2021, and it bears the signature of the foreperson. Counsel request polling of the jurors.
We are not.
No, Your Honor.
So what do y'all think?
Sorry, yes. No, Your Honor. Okay, so both sides.
The sentencing is scheduled for April 30th, Friday, April 30th, at 1:15 or 1:30 in the afternoon. So for those of us who said guilty, we were right. I'm surprised that was the jury's verdict. I really, like I said, I really thought after 2 entire days of deliberating that they were hung. Somebody was holding out. Yes, he was convicted of first-degree murder of his wife. This was a no-body murder. They never found her body. She's been missing for 8 years. He was not arrested for this crime until 2019. So he's been in jail since 2019. The other counts have to do with conspiracy with his new girlfriend to lie about how they met and how long they had been seeing each other, which kind of painted his motive in this case. So that's the end of that case, guys. I will bring the action to you when it, when we see the sentencing. I'll bring that to you. The next trial that I'm going to be covering is the George Floyd trial. That jury selection for that starts March 8th, which is only a week away. So I'll find something to talk about next week in the show. There is, for those of you who did not, like Robin, who haven't seen my Prokopovitz shows, I have created a playlist where you can watch from day 1 of the trial, where I explain what's going on in the trial and kind of interject, things about trials. I'm trying to give you guys a little spin on, having had an attorney background myself, having litigated for many years, I just wanted to give it to you from my perspective. And my perspective was that he was guilty and I was correct. So any discussion? I've got 25 of you here. Yay. That's awesome. So really, if you're diamond painting one day or crocheting or loom knitting or whatever it is you guys are doing, take a look at that playlist, and you can get it from day 1. Of course, you'll already know how it turns out. He was found guilty on all counts. I know, Robin, I know your daughter had COVID and I know you've been taking care of her. I understand. I don't expect everybody to see every single show. This is just something that I've been doing the last couple of weeks. I wanted to try it out to see if you guys enjoyed it. I've enjoyed bringing it to you. I've had fun describing to you each day what has happened at the trial. Yeah, so like I said, I'm going to definitely bring the George Floyd trial description to you guys as well, and that's going to be very exciting both in and out of the courtroom. It's going to be like a 3-ring circus, that trial, so it should be really, really interesting. So guys, do please consider giving me a thumbs up on the way out. I think all of you are subscribed. That's why you're here, and I do appreciate it. Tomorrow in the morning show with Crafting Journey, we will have Crashly as a special guest, and she and I are going to discuss her loom knitting efforts. And I'll show you what I've been up to loom knitting. So thank you all for coming. You can rewatch this if you want to see the jury announce the verdict announced again. So I appreciate you all. You can go back to watching whoever was live. If I interrupted you, I'm so sorry. I just wanted to do this very quickly for you guys that have been following the trial on my channel. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the morning. Take care, everybody. Get your coffee tomorrow, and I'll see you there.